Also, if I could get all of the counselors to mute themselves, if you're not already. Also, if I could get Okay, I've got a couple. Well, I've got one more minute and
Okay.
we'll have 6 o'clock, Mayor.
Oh, Mayor, you really clean up well.
They all say that.
Okay, so everybody should be muted at this time except for Mayor Smith and Ann Heath.
You're announcing that you're recording it, Sammy?
And it is being recorded at 6 o'clock.
Okay. Hello and welcome to the City of Coburg 2021 State of the City Address. I want to thank all of our guests that are attending tonight. It's a bit difficult to recognize our dignitaries and citizens in the virtual venue, but we did receive RSVPs from many commissioners, business owners, representatives, and other citizens. And I thank you all for your interest in Coburg City government. 2020, it's over. I have to pause, not for a moment of silence, but a moment of celebration. A moment to just smile and breathe a sigh of relief for making it through 2020. While 2020 will be a year remembered for its hardships and turmoil, it was also a year of hard work and many accomplishments for the city of Coburg. Our council and staff churned through decisions and work progressed on many large projects that would strain our capabilities in a normal year. 2020 was a year for investments in infrastructure projects. Examples include a new city park, water main replacements and upgrades, a large pipe bore underneath Interstate I-5 to provide city utilities to the east side of our city, and acquiring land for a new well to add resiliency and supplement our water system supply. Growth has continued in Coburg, elevating the needs for controls of new development. The city has heard lots of concerns from our citizens about keeping our city safe and comfortable. The council and staff are acting on those concerns. All of these accomplishments occurred while dealing with a worldwide pandemic and large wildfires that significantly affected the everyday lives of all of our citizens. Friends and family lost homes in the wildfires in the McKenzie River Valley. Our Coburg police responded to help secure and patrol that area. Coburg Fire District responded as part of the suppression force. The pandemic was a slow motion disaster that is still occurring. From the first emergency declaration, our staff set up an incident command system and created an emergency response plan to deal with the COVID-19 issue. We were also able to quickly respond to guidelines mandated in the governor's emergency orders and new updates from OSHA. Essential city services were never compromised. New protocols for staff assignments and interactions were implemented to help reduce potential exposure among the staffs and our citizens. A couple of years ago, the city decided it was an important investment to train all of our employees for disaster response through the FEMA Incident Command classes. All employees were trained to the level appropriate to their responsibilities in the city. This training paid dividends in 2020. When federal reimbursements were authorized, we were able to submit the proper documentation quickly and obtain reimbursements in short time. Reimbursements for staff time alone amounted to about $8,500. Additionally, the City Council authorized up to $50,000 in emergency grants for affected Coburg businesses and residents. The Coburg Chamber of Commerce administered the grants with the assistance of the Coburg Community Foundation. We distributed about $37,000 in assistance to businesses in Coburg that qualified and residents too. The city was later reimbursed by the federal government for these grants, and the City Council placed those funds into a county administered program to be used for Coburg businesses, thus providing about $70,000 to assistance to Coburg businesses. Our elected and appointed officials kept working throughout 2020. The City of Coburg had 40 public meetings amongst the City Council, Planning Commission, and our 4 standing committees: the Audit and Finance Committee, the Budget Committee, the Parks and Trees Committee, the Heritage Committee, as well as an ad hoc committee that addressed highway commercial zoning code updates. These groups addressed multiple issues from the design of a new city park to land use applications and appeals, and creating and adopting a budget and planning for the future. Our city has risen from the depths of tremendous debt just a few years ago to a solid financial footing today. I want to touch on something that City Administrator Ann Heath will cover in greater detail later. Back in 2014, our general fund had a deficit of over $350,000. As of 2019, we had a general fund ending balance of nearly $860,000. That's a $1.2 million swing in 5 years. This recovery occurred because of very tough decisions that our budget committee and city council made, which severely affected our services and our staff. The real work was the city employees that carried forward through pay cuts, layoffs, and bare bones budgets while continuing to provide service to our community. That level of dedication and hard work continues to this day, and I want to thank all of our employees for their commitment and professionalism. In spite of COVID, or maybe because of COVID, we had an overwhelming response to our build out survey. This was a survey that gave different what ifs about the lands that are developable in Coburg. Over 200 people responded to that survey. That's about 16% of our population. I'm told about a 5% response is considered exceptional. This information will be a key part of a new ad hoc committee created to review and recommend updates to our development code and zoning ordinances. Key elements in maintaining control of how growth and development occur in Coburg. Staff and elected officials are also working with representatives from county, regional, and state agencies to identify ways to deal with higher traffic counts in Coburg that are due to commuters and commercial traffic from outside our city. Our vision statement proclaims that the city will have a library, a museum, and a peaceful village appeal with open spaces and parks. We will be a thriving community with small shops and a safe atmosphere. These things are all very doable, and in some, this is already happening. However, there is a considerable challenge to our community to accomplish so much more. Coburg has tremendous resources. Primarily, it's our people in their homes, our people in the 85 businesses in Coburg. If the people organize and focus on the elements of that vision, together we can make our vision a reality. The city government cannot and should not be the sole entity to make our vision a reality. The city government is limited by our many responsibilities and is restricted to operating within a tax base. But the people and organizations of Coburg have no boundaries to possibilities. Organizations like Coburg Community Foundation, the Coburg Chamber of Commerce, the Coburg Grange, the Coburg Oddfellows, and so many people and businesses that have helped create the wonderful town of Coburg that we all enjoy. These people can make things happen. And I challenge all of us to think big, to dream, to dare, to take the chance and commit to bigger projects so that we may achieve our vision. Through coordination, leadership, and hard work, we can take advantage of grants and donations, take advantage of the artisans and professionals with our own city to make Coburg even better. I know we can do this. I have seen the talents and resources within our community. We can do this, but we must think big and take on the challenge. It will not be easy, but it will be rewarding. I ask all of our leaders to keep up the hard work and let's focus on a vision. Let's make a difference in our future, both short and long term. Let's take our dreams of Coburg and continue to make them reality. The people of Coburg are amazing, and that is why Coburg will always be an amazing town to live, work, and play. Thank you. And now with the magic of video editing and utilizing Coburg's vast technological resources, I would like to present our presentation of the City of McKee, which recognizes outstanding achievements from our citizens. And this year it was the Dawson family, the owners of the Coburg Pizza and Nana's Cafe. And Sammy, take it away.
It'll be just a second.
I did mention our vast technological resources. The COVID virtual has really taxed a lot of us, and I really appreciate the efforts that Aaron and Sammy have put in trying to get us through all of these meetings and get through this production. As mayor, I have the privilege and honor of recognizing citizens' efforts that make Coburg a better place to live, work, and play. People are the key to any successful community. Coburg is an extraordinary community because of its extraordinary people. Today, I present the key to the city to an extraordinary family. The Dawson family. Terry and Cheryl Lee brought their young family to Coburg so Terry could minister at the Countryside Christian Fellowship. Over the years, Terry has served in many volunteer positions in our community. He's an active member of the City Budget Committee of the Coburg Chamber of Commerce and formerly served on the Coburg Heritage Committee. The family fulfilled their dream of opening a restaurant, which we all know as Nana's Cafe and Coburg Pizza. With the growing success of the award-winning Coburg Pizza, the Dawson family has shared that success with our community. The family has given many Coburg teenagers their first job, has aided many events in Coburg, and provided leadership and input during challenging times in Coburg. I present this award to the Dawson family in recognition of their efforts to make Coburg a great place to live, work, and play. People are key to a successful community, and the Dawson family are a small but significant reason why Coburg is so special. The Dawsons.
I can't clap.
And we are honored to be recognized in this way. Coburg is home, and when we moved here 24 years ago, we didn't know that it would be. So we are very thankful and very much feel a part of the community, and as a family express our thanks for being recognized in this way.
Thank you, Dawson.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's now my pleasure to introduce our Coburg City Administrator, Ann Heath. Ann will present our 2020 goals and achievements. Ann.
Well, good evening, everyone. It's my honor to provide this PowerPoint and information regarding what we've achieved this year. And I want to call attention to one of the things that was achieved in our community this year during COVID was the design of this beautiful new logo on the front of our PowerPoint. That was designed by a committee working under the Main Streets. And this is really the first time it's been shared with the community. That committee was headed up by Robert Killen. And it's a beautiful logo. And the bicycle in the logo is very special because we have an esteemed ex-mayor who used to ride around town on a bicycle just like that. And we actually have that bicycle in City Hall. It was donated to us recently. So this is a special logo, and I think the community will see more and more of it in the coming year. We can move forward, Sammy. So we started out the year, the Coburg team created a mission statement, and we really just want to provide premium customer service. We work closely as a team, and it's been a tough year, but this team has been very, very successful. And so we started with our council goals: livability, health and vitality, utilities, infrastructure capacity, dynamic operational capacity, responsible fiscal stewardship, and strategic planning, economic development. These are overlining goals, but they really do represent a big work plan. And I don't expect you to see all the fine print on this sheet, but I think the important piece to share is that our work plan has many elements to it, and it starts with the public. It starts with our public service and the services that we provide to the public. And those are driven by the vision and the comprehensive plan that has been designed by the community. The city council and the mayor work as great leaders of the community, and then it trickles down into many different activities and many different committees and volunteers that support all of these work plan goals that we design. And of course, we have all of our regional partners that are supporting us, and Coburg has been benefited this year greatly by our community partners support both regionally and locally. We can go ahead and move forward, Sammy. So what did we not plan on with our work plan? It was 2020, so we didn't plan on declaring an emergency or changing City Hall operations. We didn't plan on changing all of our staff work hours or where they work. We didn't plan on changing the interaction with the public or how we would hold public meetings. Meeting OSHA requirements, writing continuous policies as we got updated guidelines. We reviewed current police policies, and our police were called to serve on a wildfire. That was not expected. And we didn't plan on, but was a good thing, is a very good focus on the support of our local businesses financially. And we did not plan on Zoom, which has become much of our lives in order to get our work done. So how are we doing? We are resilient. This community has rocked the last year, in my opinion. Our revenues are stable. We have a very strong community leadership, which in our city council, our committees, our planning commission. So we have great leadership that has pushed through this year. Our staff have all worked very hard and they have remained healthy. Our projects are all moving forward and on time. Our city partners are working together to address challenges. So what I mean by that is the chamber and the Grange and the foundation have all come together when it was important to help this community through this. City services have continued uninterrupted, and downtown businesses are hanging on, and I am so impressed by their attitudes. And I just hope that the community continues to support them, because they need your support, but their attitudes are amazing. We are strong as a community. Livability, health, and vitality. These are the things that make life better in Coburg, make us a healthier community. We completed a beautiful park designed by our park committee. We installed new signs in the Trails End Park. We have a third officer, introducing Officer Dan Miller. We were very happy to bring him on. We've been able to install police laptops in the patrol cars and body cameras for our police officers. We've been able to get the design for the industrial loop path completed with our regional partners, and worked with ODOT to give input on the interchange design at I-5. We hope will be funded after it's designed. And all the time we are under an emergency response and really utilizing the trainings that we had received through FEMA. We did purchase the property for the well site that will also serve as a future home for a heritage park, the Julia Marno Heritage Park. We got a lot done on our utilities this year. A lot of years in planning for our water project have started to come to fruition, and we are getting some things done. So the well property was purchased, and as the mayor shared, we did complete the bore under I-5. We've replaced almost every water meter in the community. We have retained the easements to get the reservoir site done up on the hill on the east side. We renewed the garbage franchise this year and included yard debris in that, and that was a big deal for the community, and we got a lot of requests for that. So we were happy to be able to work that into our garbage contract. We've secured funding for new bike kiosk, and also funding for our collector street repairs. And that will be about $850,000 that we will have to do some street repairs. We did complete a repair on Roberts Road, and we completed a really important platform for tracking our water and sewer debt and rates. This helps us to look forward 20 years and really get a good idea of where we're going in our utility departments. In operational capacity, essential services were continued without interruption, and our committees and commissions work continued. City projects continued. Our court system continued. We did have some cancellation of court days, but we've been pushing through. And we did continue to use our FEMA training throughout this. In strategic planning, we did have the completion of the build out scenario and survey. That was a great opportunity for the community to give feedback on how they wanted to see the city grow. And we did get so much feedback on that, many really thoughtful comments from the community that will be used by the ad hoc committee to review our development code. We are expecting, we have actually in-house an annexation application for the East Side employment lands, and that will be coming to City Council soon. We are working with the region on a broadband planning, and our transportation plan is in progress for being updated. And we're also working on an update to our wastewater plan. Fiscal stewardship, cash reserves. Several years ago, the budget committee said they wanted to see cash reserves in every fund. And this was the first year that we actually achieved that. And so that was a very exciting thing. Believe our total reserves are about $900,000 now for the city. We did complete a cybersecurity policy, which was a lot of hoops that took many months for our staff to jump through many hoops to qualify to purchase that insurance policy, but we did it. Very good management of our budgets and a successful budget season. We have a new finance director, Tim Gaines, and we're working on training him. A very successful audit for 2020 and a very successful refinance of the city debt that is a savings of $2.1 million in interest. So that was a big step for us. We took advantage of those great interest rates, and that is going to be very helpful for us in the future. And of course, tracking and reimbursement for COVID-related expenses. In economic development, we did develop the grant program for the small businesses and individuals, and then reinvested it in the community lending works. Implementation of the Oregon Main Streets program, that was a plan for several years in this community, and we were finally able to get a committee together and develop a work plan and begin moving it forward, even with COVID, which did cause some issues at times, but we're moving it forward. Staff is trained to utilize the Oregon Prospector website, and we are working on advertising all of our vacant commercial properties. We've continued our relationship with Oregon Rain and strengthened the communication with citizens through many newsletters, social media, and in the bi-monthly newsletter. We also have a new update to our walking tour. In the financial condition, this is slides just looking back 5 years, and I started in 2014, January of 2014, so I am always very proud of this, but you can see that the net position of this full city has grown by over $2 million. The general fund balance, as the mayor said, has just dramatically grown. Cash and investments hasn't grown. We've improved in that area. Capital assets, we actually have less, and that's because in 2015 we did a review of our capital assets and did a lot of work to our schedule. We also capitalized the sewer project and then took the depreciation when it was capitalized. So it looks like we lost assets, but we really didn't. We just kind of did a lot of work on the schedule. Our capital debt has dramatically decreased over the last 5 years. County taxes received has dramatically increased, and that has to do with the growth that the community has experienced, new neighborhoods and new businesses. Our land use and development fees over the last 5 years have increased. In 2020, they were a little down because we had a lull. It's temporary. We're getting ready to ramp back up with some more development. And in 2015, we had loans between funds that were significant, and those don't exist anymore. And as I said before, in 2020, we had $900,000 in reserves for all of our funds. this is just a fun slide that I wanted to share about how Coburg is changing. Statistics are not my thing, and if you're looking on websites, there's a lot of them. And so I just tried to pick some simple things to show how it is changing. So obviously our population has grown. We've increased in utility customers by about 100. Our median age in 2010 was 42.7 years. It's 42.4 now, so getting a little younger. Our largest population age at this time is 65. So it has aged since 2010, but our younger population is growing. And we know that with our new neighborhoods. We have a lot of little kids around now that probably we didn't have that many before. We have more females than male in Coburg, and that hasn't changed. Our racial diversity has changed. So compared to 2010, at 94.5% white, we are now at 86%. We are now at 8% Hispanic and 6% other. So Coburg, the demographic of Coburg is changing slowly. It's not dramatic, but we are seeing some younger population and a more diverse population. Our crime rate, back up one. Crime rate is below Oregon average. Our cost of living is equal to Oregon average, and the real estate prices are 6% higher than Oregon average. So what are we doing next? So the first and foremost thought that I have is a very conservative approach to the long-term effects of COVID-19. We just don't know. So we are planning for that and we'll continue to do so. We have a lot of projects still in our water master plan to complete, and those will be happening over the next 2 years. We still need to revisit the transportation utility fee discussion. We have roads that need to be repaired, and so I suspect that the council will be revisiting that in the near future. We need to address the annexation application coming very soon. Complete our development code review and complete the transportation plan update. And in that update is a strategic approach with regional agencies for how we interaction for commuter and commercial traffic issues in Coburg. We have a lot of traffic coming from the north, down the county roads and down the main street of Coburg. And there is significant issues created by that. And so we really do want to address them, and we're working closely with our regional partners to try to figure out how we do that. Working on the broadband concept plan, continue our partnerships in Oregon Main Streets and in economic development, completion of the Coburg Industrial Loop Path, and planning for 2 future parks. So we know we will have a new park in the residential subdivision, which is unnamed at this time, and we will have the Julia Murnau Heritage Park. And that is all I have. At this time, I'm very happy to award the customary Staff Member of the Year award. This is actually awarded annually during the State of the City. The Employee of the Year exemplifies the values of the city of the Coburg staff by providing outstanding leadership and customer service, not just to Coburg customers, but to their fellow teammates in every department of the city. This year, it is my honor to bestow this award on Burke Hansen. Burke Hansen is a dedicated member of our Public Works team. He goes beyond what is expected of him and serves as an excellent role model to his teammates. He addresses challenges calmly and thoughtfully while identifying the best outcome and working along his team to achieve success. He models respect, positive attitude, and commitment to the city of Coburg values. The city of Coburg is a better place because Burke Hansen is on our team, and I'm very happy to congratulate Burke as the Employee of the Year.
Thank you, Ann, for the presentation and lots of little tidbits in there. We've got a lot going on, obviously. And again, 2020 was a year of accomplishments. And I think we should all be proud of what Little Coburg did when you look at these projects and the issues that we dealt with in the middle of a pandemic and smoky days that you shouldn't even be outside working. I want to thank everybody for your interest in Coburg. I want to certainly recognize the efforts of Sammy Egbert and Aaron Brown for getting us through these virtual meetings for almost a year now while they're learning on the run. It's a challenge for all of us, and I think given what we have, we've done a great job once again, and that's what Coburg does. Thanks to so many of you who put your time and your talent to work, including our counselors here on the meeting tonight. It's truly a pleasure to work with you. We're a get the business done group, and I really like that. Great leadership. We have good questions from all of you, excellent comments, and just fun participating even in the difficult times because we're a good group. You guys make it easy. I want to give thanks to so many who have put their time and talent to work to make Coburg great. Congratulations again to the Dawson family and Burke Hansen in recognition of their hard work. So let's move forward. Let's make 2021 another great year of achievement. Stay safe. May God bless.